So we're going to talk about one Tony Romo. We weren't for sure whether or not Tony Romo would play, but he spoke in London. Let's listen.
Yeah, I mean, it's sore. I think normal kind of thing that you're coming back from, but you know, it loosened up a little bit as you move through it, I think, and then it just gets sore. It's a normal bone, just normal stuff. I think you find that you know, everyone who's had it knows it's uncomfortable, and you know, you try and get better and you go play when you can. I think we'll keep taking it day by day and just see what happens as we move closer, and you know, it's improving each day, and I think we did some things today that were positive, and just keeps going in that direction. You know, we'll have a good chance.
I'm anticipating him playing. Have no reason to think that he won't. This will be a nice little practice session for him out there today, but my expectations are for him to play.
Again, Tony Romo and Jerry Jones this morning from London as the Cowboys prepare to face the Jaguars on Sunday. Romo's status for Sunday still uncertain, but the Cowboys quarterback is practicing for the first time since suffering fractures in his back on October 27th against the Redskins. You may remember it was a transverse process. Head coach Jason Garrett would not commit to whether or not Romo would play. We're still wondering, to play or not to play. One Romo, that is the question. Joining us now is my favorite coach, Herm Edwards. How are you?
I'm wonderful. This is big news over in London right now. Even the Queen wants to know, is Tony Romo playing?
Did she reach out to you?
Well, she's checking.
Okay.
She's checking her Twitter deal right
All right. So that is the question. Herm, I'm going to give you the first chance at this answer, and then I'll go to Skip Bayless. Do you believe that Romo should be playing on Sunday?
If he can finish the game, then he should play. Now, that's the question the coach is going to have to ask him. Can you finish the game? Because right now, they're sitting in position to try to win this division. They're playing a team that's 1-8. I can see they're reluctant to play Whedon in the fact that he's 5-16 as a starter. But they're playing a team that's 1-8, as I mentioned before, and there's a reason they're 1-8. The Dallas Cowboys are a better team than Jacksonville. Now, they've got to be concerned with Jacksonville's ability to rush the quarterback. They're third in the National Football League, 27 sacks. And you got to be able to trust Tony Romo in this sense that he can't play hero ball if he's going to play. In other words, he can't try to extend the play. Now, you got to protect him from himself. You got to go a lot of 7-man protection. And if you're going to open the formation up, it has to be 3-step, throw the ball out of my hand. And then you got to rely on the runner. This Jacksonville team is 24th versus the run. Dallas Cowboys are the #1 team running the football. And for the last 2 weeks, for some reason, I don't know why, but Skip knows because this is his football team, along with Jerry's. They've only run DeMarco Murray 19 times. When he carries a 20 or more, they're 17-1. Don't they understand the number 20 or more times, and you win football games with this guy? So I think you got to lean that way. But I would be reluctant to play him because really, you know, you should be able to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, well, I believe that.
I would think, but maybe they don't feel that way.
I believe Stephen Jones said that they didn't want to necessarily give DeMarco the ball too much. That was their concern.
Are you trying to get in the playoffs or not?
Run them to the playoffs.
I gave it to Larry Johnson 416 times, and Curtis Martin carried it 371 times.
There you go. Run to the playoffs, Skip Bayless. Your take. Should Tony Romo play or not?
I want to commend Herman Edwards for what he said a couple of weeks back on our show, and I'm glad he just reiterated the point that he did basically jump on the back of Larry Johnson and then Curtis Martin, or vice versa, and run all the way to the playoffs. And that's how I feel about DeMarco Murray. I think you can load him up and ride him hard all the way home. Now, as Herm also said, I'm a lifelong Cowboy fan. Maybe I don't have any objectivity here. I'm trying to be objective, Coach, because the last 2 games, you know what happened against the Redskins on Monday night. That it seemed like they blitzed almost every down. And as you well know, Coach, the blitz can be very effective against the run as well as the pass. So they were daring Dallas to throw the football, and Tony Romo was healthy for much of that game and played his worst game by far of the year. And then against Arizona blitzes a lot. Arizona had given up the most passing yards in the National Football League. So, again, dare Brandon Whedon to throw, and he couldn't throw it. He has absolutely no rapport with the Des Bryant, who was his teammate in Stillwater, Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. And I thought Stillwater runs deep, but apparently it doesn't run deep between those two, which brings us back to Tony Romo. I am extremely conflicted about this because as I watched Tony Romo live on SportsCenter earlier today, he said he was sore. He said he was uncomfortable. He looked like he was walking gingerly. He had to lean and sort of support himself on the podium as he spoke. These are all really bad signs to me. I'm not sure he can finish the game. I'm not sure we would get 50% of Tony Romo or 20% or, I don't know, 75%. But, Coach, he said everybody's playing hurt by this point in the season. He said everybody has to suck it up and play. His offensive line is getting much healthier this time, which would bode well. Maybe they could protect him a little better. But you brought up the great point, which is third most sacks, at least tied for third, are the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are only 24th against the run, so maybe it's got to be a DeMarco game. But whoever's going to play is going to have to win this game, Coach, because this is do or die if you're going to have a successful season. If you blow this game with Brandon Weeden at quarterback, I'm done, man. I was out on the limb with my prediction, win the NFC East. Well, I got little to no chance if they blow a game in London to a Jacksonville team that did win one game, crushed the Cleveland Browns at home, a shocker. Denard Robinson's playing great right now. The last 3 games he's averaging 100 yards a game. So I'm scared of the game. I hope Romo can go, but as you make the point, do you want to waste him for the rest of the year if he gets hurt again, which it seems like it has high probability? So I'm conflicted. Jerry's going to pressure Romo, it sounds like, to play. I assume he's going to try. And then I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how much of Romo we can actually expect.
All right, Stephen A. Skip, you say that you're conflicted. That's probably a good way to describe the situation for the Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith, I'm going to send it to you in Michigan. Should Romo play or not?
First of all, I'm not conflicted. I'm entertained. I'm entertained by Skip Bayless and the panic mode he seems to be in. And to be quite honest with you, Coach Herm Edwards, I dare say I'm relatively disappointed in you, my man. You know, you guys are absolutely comical. The Dallas Cowboys are 6-3. Yes, they have lost 2 straight. But last time I checked, DeMarco Murray's on their squad, Des Bryant is on their squad, Jason Witten is on their squad, Terrence Williams is on their squad, and even without Doug Free, this is an offensive line that is still considered elite. And here are both of you guys acting like it's time to push the panic button because you're about to go up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. As far as I'm concerned, both of you should be ashamed of yourselves. You're talking about running Marco Murray into the ground. The fact of the matter is the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't have to do that to beat Jacksonville. Skip Bayless sitting there, I'm not a surgeon, I don't know. You don't need to be because Tony Romo shouldn't be in London to begin with. He should not be playing. He should not have even made the trip. The Dallas Cowboys should have been able to handle their business without him. And the fact that they need him there and playing, bad back and all, in London, England, the UK, that's Cowboy S-U-K, by the way. It is unbelievable that you guys are sitting up here talking about run him, run him, run him. This is what you got to do. And I don't know, Coach. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not a surgeon. Unbelievably pathetic. But why am I not surprised? The subject is the Cowboys after all, so it's apropos.
Wait a minute. Time out. Wait a minute, Stephen A.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Coach.
I was on your train for a little while, but now I'm off. Because you just said that they shouldn't run the football against a 24th ranked defense?
No.
Why?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what I said. They should run the football. They should run the football.
I'm saying you don't need to run him into the ground. It's not like you need to give him 30 or 35 carries to beat Jacksonville. You shouldn't need that to win the game.
You better give him over 19, because if not, you lost 2 in a row not doing that. Okay, that's all I'm saying is run the football, play to your strengths. That's the strength. Right now, your guy, Des Bryant, he's caught 5 balls in the last 2 weeks with Tony Romo playing, by the way.
Well,
play to your strength.
Maybe they should make that the priority, Coach.
Well,
maybe
they did.
Should make the. I mean, he is a stud. He is a stud. Get him the ball.
They threw it to him 10 times last week. Couldn't catch it. He played Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson got after him, couldn't catch it. You better run the football. If you run the football,
this is Jacksonville.
That's what I said. That's what I said. If you can't beat Jacksonville, 1-8, you're in trouble.
Excuse me, please.
Yes.
Carrie Champion, may I interject here, please?
You may interject.
Yes,
the floor
you may,
is
Skip.
yours.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Cowboy.
I want to call out Stephen A. Smith, wherever he is in Michigan.
Oh, Lord.
Because he deserves it. He deserves to be exposed for the cowboy hater he is. You know what? I'm getting tired of doing these topics because Stephen A. Smith has zero objectivity on this topic. Let's be clear about this. Can we count the ways? He obviously would love to see Brandon Weeden play. Brandon Weeden, he knows, stunk it up against Arizona, and odds are he might continue to stink against the Jacksonville Jags' third best pass rush. He obviously wants DeMarco to carry the ball too much so that he will slowly but surely break down the rest of the year. And he would love to see Tony Romo have to sit through the bye just in case Tony Romo came back and was Tony Romo again against Jacksonville and they won 42-16, and he would have to once again deal with the fact that the Cowboys are coming in the NFC East. So again, he's going to laugh, he's going to scoff, he's going to advise all the things that he wants to go wrong with the Cowboys. We should not listen to one thing Stephen A. Smith ever says about the Dallas Cowboys. End of discussion. Thank you very much.
Hello. Oh, but we should listen to Mr. Oklahoma City, who grew up and is a lifelong Dallas Cowboy fan, who is devoid of objectivity on the Dallas Cowboys spanning 6+ decades. You have no idea. You have no objectivity whatsoever with the Cowboys, and you're going to call me out? What have you been doing? You think because you hanging in New York City, chilling a few feet away from Jennifer Lopez, that you get to get away with such a comment? You do not, Skip Bayless. You do not. I am the one with objectivity about the Dallas Cowboys.
J-Lo was in the same studio as his.
If I hate the Cowboys, it's because of you. It's because of you and what I have to deal with every day. You want to sit there and mention something about your Cowboys. You probably call your mom to ask her about the Cowboys. That's what you'd like to do.
Sometimes.
Them Cowboys.
See?
Them Cowboys is always drama. It's always drama with the Cowboys. You know that, right? Hey, you know who's going to make this decision? Jerry's making this decision. If he plays or not. You guys know that, right?
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, if he's making the decision, then Tony Romo is definitely going to go on Sunday because Jerry said, quote unquote, I expect Tony Romo to play. And as we all know, Jerry just bet the ranch on Tony Romo in the offseason with a huge new deal. So he's expecting bang for his buck, even if it risks the fact that Tony Romo may try to play, as you call it, hero ball on Sunday, Coach, and he could risk another injury to a back that's already undergone 2 back surgeries.
All right, gentlemen, let's leave it there. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Stephen A., he doesn't like them Cowboys. Or he is smiling right now.
What do you mean he doesn't like the Cowboys? I thought he liked the Cowboys.
Stephen A.? No, he's smiling at all this.
Oh, all right.
I know he is. He's loving it.
All right, we will come join you a little later on in the show. Thank you for being here. Coming up.